What up, friends? This is Mr. Shakar. We got cut off a little early, so we didn't get to finish our lesson today. So this is just a quick breakdown of reciprocals and how they work. So if I have a fraction, something like 2/3, the reciprocal of 2/3 is basically our blip, okay? So instead of having 2 out of 3, we'll have 3 out of 2. You do not need to simplify these into like 1.5. We don't need mixed numbers. It's okay to, a reciprocal just takes a proper fraction, turns it into an improper fraction, okay? We just flop these numbers. So if we had 2/3, it becomes 3/2. If we had 4/5, then it becomes 5/4, okay? So these are just reciprocals, pretty simple. Now, let's just go ahead and continue. If we had something like 1/2, that would become 2/1. That would be my reciprocal, which 2/1 is the same as 2. So, having said that, we would then do something like this. Let's say if I gave you the number 7. The number 7, well, you're like, hey, how would I turn that into a reciprocal? Well, we think of it as 7/1, which then would be written as 1/7. Okay, so that's the idea. Just keeping this moving along. Hey, what would I then do? How would I use these? Well, we use reciprocals, okay, in something like this. Let's say if I was going to multiply 2/3 times 3/2. So I'm going to multiply these. Sorry that I'm using the X symbol for multiplication. I know that we say we use dots. 2 times 3 would give me 6, and 3 times 2 would give me 6, which would give me 6/6, which would simplify to 1. So let's just try that again, but let's try other numbers. All right, so before I give the truth away, I want to go ahead and see the patterns and see what happens with that. So let's say I had 6/7 times 7/6, multiplying by its reciprocal. So we could cross-cancel, and we end up with like 1, 1, 1, 1. But let's say we multiplied 6 times 7 is 42. 7 times 6 is 42, the answer to life, the universe, and everything, and 42 divided by 42 is 1. So anytime you're multiplying a number by its reciprocal, it always equals 1. Anytime you multiply a number by its reciprocal, it's equal to 1. The same would be true if I had the number 7, or let's say 13, or let's say 113. I could say 113 times something, magic box, equals 1. 113 times magic box equals 1. Well, one thing I could do is I could put 113/1, and then I'd multiply its reciprocal. So I'd put that in the magic box, 1/113, and then we know that we have 113 and 113, so it gives me 113/113, which is equal to 1. So anytime you multiply a number times its reciprocal, it's always equal to 1. So that's how we use reciprocals, and yeehaw, boom! It's going to become really important when we're using algebra and we're trying to isolate variables, especially with coefficients that are fractional. So we'll discuss that more a little later. Anyway, see you guys later, and I hope you have a great day. Peace!